Okay, so
Please be advised, the following program is for adult audience only. Explicit language is used. You have been warned.
yep, mainly Questo.
Fuck you.
Welcome to Let Me Ask You a Question, episode 10. I'm your host, Mike D.
This is Quest.
Today's topic, people, while we got our studio audience. We are talking about manipulation.
Woo. But before we begin, this is our 10th episode. Today is a very momentous day.
Not momentous, it's bad.
It is a momentous, not as in good, but a very important.
Well, I mean, it's a good day for us.
Learn your synonyms. Anyway, today's a momentous day. My cousin passed away. His funeral was today. I'm definitely gonna miss him. I'm really gonna miss him. I'm really not being funny.
Okay.
The reason I'm happy because he's not suffering. Like, he lived a good life. Many people loved him. So, I'm happy for that. And Prince passed away today, this morning. I found out at my cousin's funeral.
But isn't momentous used in a sense of joy?
Not necessarily. You don't have to use it in this.
I need you to look that up.
We will later. It's a grand thing. Prince has passed. The king of pop.
Well, it's supposed to be. I believe you should have used it. Solemn would have been a little bit better.
It's a solemn day.
Solemn.
It's a solemn day because Prince has left us. The only man.
And your cousin.
And my cousin. I said that earlier.
But you.
I'm looking at it as different because my cousin.
Okay.
I'm looking at it differently. I'm glad he's not suffering no more.
Okay.
I'm really glad. I'm really glad he's not. Back to Prince.
Okay.
Back to Prince. The only man I know that can take anybody's wife while wearing her clothes, besides Michael Jackson. Like, the amount of sex Prince can have at his disposal if he so chose to do is godlike.
Okay.
It is.
I think it's no different than any other celebrity.
Nobody can do what Prince did.
What?
Or Michael Jackson.
I'm trying to tell you.
The power they wield.
I'm trying to tell
incredible.
You. If Leonardo DiCaprio.
And him. But it's nowhere near Prince's level.
I'm just saying, if Leonardo DiCaprio said, "Hey, bitches, fuck me," it'll happen.
No, Leo. Prince can put on your wife's clothes and tell her, "Come here," and it'll be all over. It's over. That, my friend, is a talent. That is a blessing in disguise. That is a God-like powers that we shall never see again on this earth.
All right. Let me fix myself because women aren't bitches. I got mothers. I got sisters.
Did I say that?
I just said bitches.
Oh.
So yeah, it's on me. I got mothers. I had grandmas. They ain't here with us no more.
Apologize right now.
I just did.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. All right. I already broke it because I feel like I'm America and America shouldn't apologize for anything.
That is not cool on so many levels.
Okay, cool. And I already broke a rule. All right, because I'm America.
That's like you should be proud of.
Why?
So rape is something we should be proud of now?
I'm not raping anybody.
America seems like it's proud of rape.
Anyway, I'm not the raping part of America, but I am America.
So that's like saying, I'm against racism, but all lives matter.
There you go.
So you're not. So you're part of the problem. You're just not acknowledging.
Look,
You're part of the problem.
listen. Okay. As I don't know exactly where I got this quote from, but I'm gonna keep doing things wrong until they get right. Oh yeah, I know what it is. Team America, World Police.
I'm pretty sure you're wrong on that.
No, it isn't.
I'm pretty sure they got it from somebody else. But the exact quote is, "We're in America. We just keep doing the wrong thing till it becomes right," and that is not a good quote to follow. As we can see, it does not work.
It doesn't work out.
It never works out. Name me one instance this has worked out.
Right now.
No, it hasn't. It really hasn't. It never works for anybody.
Okay, but
You're going to hell.
no. This again. This is our 10th episode. Uh, and a lot of things conspired here, as on the date that we actually are recording the episode,
Yep.
which is actually the day before it comes out.
Yeah.
That Friday.
You know, this will piss me off today.
What pissed you off today?
Okay, so you know it's always that one guy or girl for all you feminists, that one person who has to link every celebrity death to a conspiracy theory. Is always one.
Oh yeah.
So I met two today. So the first guy, I'm gonna give him a pass though. He said Prince said that he's gonna outlive Michael Jackson by 5 years. That's what he said. I don't know if Prince really said this or not, but that's what the theory was. He said it'd be funny if this is 5 years exact, and it's not 7. Then the next guy was saying on YouTube, you know, I was having my little Prince Memorial Day, since even though I wasn't around when Prince was big, but I heard a lot about him, that he finds it convenient. I'm trying to use the right word.
You do realize they cannot see your quotation marks.
They're imagining it. He says he finds it weird that the day that Prince dies, all his music on YouTube was never there, but all of a sudden it's all on YouTube.
That's because he died.
Hashtag conspiracy theory. Hashtag Illuminati. Hashtag Jews control Hollywood. Hashtag Babylon Wood.
Hashtag he's an idiot. Because once somebody finds out that a musical artist dies or an actor, they just go look all over YouTube or wherever they need to look at, or they download stuff to the internet in a tribute to the person.
Like Google. If you go to Google right now and hit the play button, it's Purple Rain.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Anyway, Quest just had a minor seizure as he did that. So, but look, so let's get to the meat of the show.
Manipulation.
You
want the definition?
Yup, drop it for me.
Unthinkable number between 1 and 10. What is it?
6.
Wrong. 5. It's like, no. Manipulation is a skillful handling, controlling, or using of something or someone. Now, to narrow it down, when we talk about manipulation, we're talking about mind control. To give you an idea, mind control is the controversial pseudoscientific theory that human subjects can be indoctrinated in a way that causes an impairment of autonomy and inability to think independently, and a disruption of beliefs and affiliations. Jehovah's Witnesses, prime example. Boom.
What? I would just. I don't even gotta go Jehovah's Witnesses. I just go to the most popular religion in the world, Christianity.
But no, I'm using Jehovah's Witnesses specifically because their rules outline that you cannot associate with anybody outside of Jehovah's Witnesses.
But here's an interesting concept dealing with Christianity. Anything not of the Bible, even though that doesn't say it in the Bible. That's not nowhere in the Bible. Anything not of the Bible is supposed to be not of God, therefore of the devil.
So wait, so true religion is of the devil?
That's what.
You know, right now by me just saying that, I think Christianity black members have dropped by 50%. So no Michael Kors neither.
Hey.
There goes a young black woman in church. What about weave? No 28-inch Brazilian.
No. No.
None of that.
Nope. Hey, do you stone your kids?
That's fine stoning.
I am not talking about smoking. I'm talking about taking the head,
No, I know what you
taking
mean.
a rock, and busting the kid in the head with a rock.
How big the rock and how hard?
Okay, enough to kill them.
I don't do enough to kill them.
But you stone your kids.
I don't have kids.
But you will stone your kids.
I would throw rocks at my kids just for the fun of it.
Ladies, you hear this?
I didn't say big rocks. I'll take little pebbles and throw at them.
Ladies, do you hear this?
I'll be a great father.
If you have kids with Quest, he's going to throw rocks at your babies.
That's not true. Wait till they get certain age when they can throw them back.
So your baby and Quest are going to have a rock fight.
It's not going to be a fight.
Oh, man.
It's not even going to be a war.
A rock war?
It's not going to be a war. It's going to be total annihilation. Complete and utter destruction.
Okay, yeah,
That's right.
I'm starting the petition. Okay, this is to get Quest a vasectomy, so he cannot reproduce.
You're just mad because Prince could take your wife while wearing her clothes.
He can't do that now.
So you glad Prince died? Like, you heard this. You heard
I'm not glad he died.
Yes,
He can't do it now.
Yes, you is.
That is not funny. A little bit. But he can't do it. Seriously.
That folks is an example of
Now, I'm not
manipulation.
talking bad. Maybe it's too soon. Too soon.
You just bad, Prince. You just glad
Screw
Prince.
it. Do that. He can't do nothing.
But that, folks, is an example of manipulation. Gotcha! That was all nonsense for a moment, didn't you? But moving on. The American Psychological Association defines mind control as, again, a pseudoscience, and quoted by them as one of the fascinating sessions at the APA's annual convention. Feature presentation by former cult members.
So, wait a minute. Mind control is considered to be pseudoscience?
Yes, but it's considered to be a pseudoscience, but the APA is saying, is it a psychological reality or mindless rhetoric? So during this article, they show how they brought former cult members in, and I guess, put them through a series of tasks to see if this is possible.
Yeah, but I wouldn't consider it to be pseudoscience if you have documented cases of actual mind control, and I believe the term is going to be thought reform.
Yeah, that's trying to be a nice way of saying, I'm gonna fuck your head up and make you do what I want.
I mean, it's just, I guess the more direct way of just saying
I guess
mind control.
I guess when you say mind control, it puts a certain perception in people's minds about that term, mind control.
That you just, did you have
telekinetic powers, like I
or
Professor X you.
Yeah, I just put you in a machine and I'll put the thing around your head and all the electricity, and then you come out thinking completely different thoughts.
Yeah, I think that's what thought reform sounds more, I guess, scientifically, and it's more understandable. It's like the military.
Mm-hmm.
What I was told from members of the military is they completely break you down to nothing, then build you back up to the way they want you to be. Thought reform, no different. It's like a cult. Yep, I said it. Military's like a cult. By definition, they do the same thing. Cult.
Yep, and
organized group.
And they'll tell you straight off the bat, hey, they break that. But
And once you're in, you're in. They own you. Sound like a cult.
But I mean, essentially, there's no difference between cults and
Gangs,
and
religion,
and religion.
military.
There are no difference.
Any type of organized group, fraternities and sororities are included. Any type of organized group that promotes a single-mindedness type of, trying to find the right word for it. There's any like single, like this common thought, the thing from Star Trek.
The Borg.
Yeah. Anything that operates like the Borg.
yeah. We can tell you don't watch Star Trek.
I really don't have to. Anything that operates like the Borg, by definition, is a form of thought reform, mind control, manipulation, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
Since any organized group seems to operate like the Borg, we all got to think alike, dress alike, do the same things, have these same restrictions imposed on us to keep us rigid to this one great leader. Yeah. Governments are like Borgs. The government's like a Borg in a sense. Any type of thing that does that is like a Borg.
Well, I mean, look, not to go all conspiracy theory. Of course, we're still well within these presidential elections, and eventually we will stop talking about them once we get a new president. And we'll probably.
Oh, you heard Trump came to Maryland, not Baltimore, Maryland. For all my Baltimore people, you know what I'm talking about you know what I mean.
Can I finish a point? Okay, we'll get to Trump in a second. Give me a second.
What number am I thinking of now?
Fuck you. Okay. But just getting back to what I was saying about the elections, look at this thing that's been going down with New York and the narrative that's been actually put out. Well, we can say Trump put out one and the one that Hillary put out one. Matter of fact, even Bernie's narrative can be attributed as a form of sort of manipulation in some respects.
Well, it is, because if you look, the Greek word that politics derives from means self-interest. It means self-interest. And I think the issue is that the American society, on some form of levels, we all suffer from Stockholm Syndrome. On some level. Not in the sense that we were traumatized, but in the sense that we're so used to not getting shit that when somebody actually presents us something good, we just say it's bad. And that in itself is a form of manipulation. It is. It's I reward this certain type of behavior, but I punish this certain type of behavior. But when I condition you to live in this constraint, anything outside I offer, you're naturally gonna turn away from it because I conditioned you that way.
So, like, let's look at this. How is it that the most favorable candidate ever? Because that's what they're calling Bernie, one of the most favorable candidates ever, is actually losing the nomination right now.
Superdelegates.
Not just superdelegates. I mean, I think partially it's a manipulation of the message here.
Oh, that's it. Again. And
also the sort of the control within the party. I think so let's just ignore the fact right now that there's only 29% Democrats in the nation when you factor in everything, according to a recent Gallup poll, and only 26% Republicans in there. So that means only less than 50%.
42% to be exact are independents.
Well, no, I'm not. Well. But basically, less than 50% are actually making a decision on whether Bernie Sanders is actually going to participate in the primary. And less than, again, 50% are actually saying that Trump should participate in the Republican primary as well. All right, that leaves a whole nother 42% that have their opinions not being heard because of, in certain laws in each state, sometimes independents are not allowed to vote at all, and only can vote. Yep, and only can vote in.
Unless they pick a party.
Well, yeah, or only in certain parties. So you're kind of forced to be and manipulated into actually
Yeah,
joining
and
a party.
It's no different. And it's no different. And I think that what I hear from most conspiracy theorists is when they say manipulate and this brain control thing, I get what some of them are saying, but
Mm.
I think the flaw comes into place is one, they reach their sources. I'm sorry, what's the guy named Alex Jones?
It is not human intelligence.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
If you use him as a source, I automatically think lesser of you. I swear, I think lesser of your intelligence.
It is not human intelligence. We're being controlled.
No, I'm serious. I'm so serious right now. Like, he can come and bash the show if he wants to. I'm about that life.
Yeah, whatever.
But anyway,
who cares about Alex
But the
Jones?
point is, the deeper would be like, he's the one. Because part of manipulation, I feel, which not I feel is an actual fact, is mental confusion. Is a big part. And the best way to hide the truth in something is surrounded with rumors. It's to hide the truth within a rumor.
Mm-hmm.
Which creates gossip. Which we all know turns to he say, which is just he say, she say. So you never know what's really being said because it's just formulating gossip.
Mm-hmm.
Best way to hide stuff. And what do most Alex Jones, the Christian guy on YouTube that remember the video I showed you where the Christian guy on YouTube was saying that Kendrick Lamar was paid by the Illuminati to create a race war and Black Lives Matter is funded by the Illuminati?
No, I don't remember that one.
You don't want to remember that one. You just don't want to remember.
No, I'm never going to remember that one.
So you do acknowledge that it happened for you to say, I'm not going to remember it. So
I'm not.
Did remember
nope,
it.
can't. I've been traumatized by that video. I can't remember it.
But anyway, stuff like that is where you get gossip. Instead of actually researching, which takes 5 seconds to Google who created Black Lives Matter, why they created it. Boom.
I mean, it just seems like, and especially what I can say, if you really look at the positions and at these parties that are in the government at this time, it's no longer about the people, and they've manipulated the people to just be used to not getting what they want.
Yep.
They clearly crafted these elections and these choices for people to always pick the lesser of two evils. And you can clearly see where they've taken turns 8 years at a time in their seat. Now we have probably a different precedence within this framework now because we're probably going to break that 8-year cycle, and Hillary is probably going to end up being the nominee. Unfortunately, I mean it's really hard, and I'm a Bernie fan. It's really, really, really hard right now for Bernie to do it. If Bernie somehow makes it, if he just somehow makes it, I'm all with it. But right now we have to look at the fact that Hillary may be the next president.
Which means all black people are going back to jail. I'll see you on the inside. I'm sorry. I know people feel some type of way, but I'm like, y'all, mandatory minimums, the crime bill, war on drugs.
Yeah. Matter of fact, it might even get worse because Hillary
believes in the death penalty.
Yep.
And the studies have shown that many people on death row, good amount of them, didn't do it.
May not have done it.
But moving away.
So, Quest, what are the steps to manipulating someone?
I'm glad you asked that. We have today the ways and teachings of a cult.
Okay. What you got?
Expose also says almost every religion, religious sect, government, scientific organization, mainstream medical association, fraternity, sorority, gang, etc., into today's world are cults. Step 1 is immediate environmental control. So therefore, I dictate where you go, who you see, what you eat, what you do, when you go pee. Basically, it's prison. I dictate your day-to-day schedule.
Okay.
Step 2, confession. So I'm more so be like, you're going to Father Anthony to pray for forgiveness. So basically, I'm that Father Anthony. Anything you feel bad about, you did guilty against, you come confide in me. I'm your
So basically, it's sort of like what Scientology does when they bring people in for those audits. Is to basically get people to come in and confess their issues and their problems.
Yep.
To
You
them.
come confide in me. Basically.
Yep.
Number 3, sacred signs. Sacred signs can be coined as the tidbits of information that our special little group has or I have that nobody else has. You like when you join fraternities and they tell you, oh, we got the hookup here and with these companies.
Only your hookup. Only you can join this.
Don't nobody get
large,
access to this knowledge.
Well, basically, the only way that you can join this law firm is if you're in this fraternity.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Group language. It's kind of the same thing. It's our little inside talk. It's like that we got certain words that mean something to each other. It's an inside conference. It's an inside joke. Things of that nature that only our little group knows. Code words.
Okay.
Number 5, doctrine over the person. So, again, you're framing their mind frame around this sacred knowledge or science, whatever the case may be, i.e. baptism, Baptist, Lutheran, just different doctrines that you shape this person around, that person cannot make a decision unless it follows that doctrine.
Okay. So, in other words, everything outside of this narrative is against you.
Yeah, basically. Number 6, a unique form of salvation. This one is interesting. So this would go more to these people who say their third eye is open or they're conscious and they found this unique salvation within this group.
Okay.
Or heaven. Whatever the fuck you want to call it. Love bombing. So this is when you overshower that person with gifts. You build up this idea that I want to be around you, I want to be with you. Do you build up that relationship? You build it up really bad. Number 8 is mental confusion. So from here, it gets kind of tricky. It can be either rewards or punishment, and you always switch it up. You think you make them think you're rewarding them, but you're really punishing them, and vice versa. You keep fucking their head up, basically.
Okay.
Playing mind games. Number 9, charismatic leadership. You show them that you're charismatic, that you're a good leader, you're talkative, you can rally people and all that good shit. They look to you as a leader. Deception, that can take many different routes of deception, can take many different things, it's okay to do this, it's not okay to do this, but it's okay to do this in this situation, so you're always deceiving them with different little things. Number 11 is suppression of thinking for oneself. Going back up to the earlier steps, you don't allow them to make decisions for themselves. Their decisions have to conform with the group.
Okay. How many more steps do you have to go?
A lot.
Oh, well.
Well, we got 15. We're almost done. Discrediting outside information speaks for itself. If it's not in the Bible or of the Bible, then it's not of God, so don't do it. It's in its words of itself.
Okay.
The loss of independent judgment. Again, in and of itself, you can't make a decision for yourself. Fear of leaving. If you don't follow me, you're going to go to hell. Prime example, I had to make you scared to leave this group. And sleep deprivation and fatigue. Kind of like what Scientology does when they punish you. Torture. All that good stuff.
Yeah. If anybody's seen Going Clear, pretty much what that is.
Yep. And there you got it, folks. Your 15 steps to becoming a cult leader.
I don't think we should clap. Matter of fact, I think the crowd is booing us right now.
I mean, there's a book called How to Lead a Mind Controlling Cult for Dummies. The fact that they made a how-to dummies book for this is enough.
I mean, honestly, let's start talking about some ways to counteract some mind control here. I think the easiest way to deal with it would be information. So the more information that you have on the person doing the manipulation, I think the harder it is for them to actually control you.
Duh. No, I'm serious. Like, the problem is we see in most society, especially at what I see on at my place of employment, is you have people who don't know much about a subject, and they meet somebody who seems to put off this idea that they know a lot about the subject. So you fall into this trap of relying on them as your only source of information to that subject. Problem with that is you know, when you're talking about health issues and family issues and other things that are a little bit more sensitive and need more in-depth, and you rely solely on that information, that's what becomes dangerous. Even amongst black people, you see with us all the time. We will not listen to each other. We will second guess whatever each other says, whether I can have a PhD in that field. I have done the research. I am a master of the field. God damn it, I created a goddamn field. But you won't listen to me, but you listen to a white guy or Asian guy who probably never researched it.
Well, that's because we've also been manipulated through slavery and
mind control, and
as well through also looking at the media that we're actually told that black people are actually incapable of making smart decisions.
Yes, and slavery is a prime example of mind control. Like, many people like to argue whether Willie Lynch was real or not. Guess what? He was, bitches. And that whole article, that whole memoir he wrote on how to create a slave is another form of mind control. It's pure indoctrination. He gave you a step-by-step guide to create slaves. This is nothing new. These concepts that people say, oh, you know, mind control is the new thing the government's going to do. They're going to put a chip in you. No, they don't, bitch. This has been done already. It's been done countless times. It's a systematic science, and we suffer from it. And I see it at work every day. I see it. I see it in school. I see it at my job, and it pisses me off. And it does. And the fact that the easiest way to counteract it a lot of times is just to look up the stuff for yourself. Like, that's the easiest way I see to beat this is education. The more you know,
it's just the harder to manipulate you.
Yes, the more you know.
It's hard to manipulate. Well,
it's hard to
manipulate. It's hard to manipulate someone who's an expert at the subject that you're talking about.
Not even that. It's hard to play it's hard to beat somebody at a game they know how to play. That's just what it is. Mm-hmm. You're trying to play this game with a person when they already know how to play the game just as good as you. That's the only way manipulation works. Is when you have to have a one-up on somebody one way or the other.
And another thing is that realizing as the person who is actually being manipulated, that you're the one that contain all the power. Okay? At any given point in time that you feel like you're being manipulated into something, you can always just say, you know what?
No,
I'm done. I don't want to play this game anymore.
And it breaks. It is that simple. It is that simple. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to say that. No, let's use Batman. Batman's a prime example of manipulating people. Yes, he's a fictional character, but we learn from fictional characters.
Why are we always talking about Batman?
Because Batman's a good example.
Well, screw Batman.
Alright, well, what fictional character would you like to use?
How about...
The question.
No, I mean, as far as like manipulation, why do we need to? I don't really want to go there.
All right. Let's use this. Hitler was a prime example of this. Hear me out. The fact that he convinced an entire country to turn on one specific demographic.
Oh yeah, that shows you how well.
Yeah, it shows you. That's a powerful thing.
How about even currently we can look at Trump.
Oh, he ain't manipulating nobody.
He's manipulating people. A lot of people. He's all manipulating people's emotions.
Well, he is.
If you look at his people's if you look at his people's voting for who are voting for him, excuse me, you can clearly see where he's not really laying any policies. Only thing he says is, we're going to make America great. We're going to have a huge wall. Obamacare is a great disaster. He doesn't give details. He just says headlines.
That is true. He manipulates the feelings that they already have there.
Yeah,
They
he
all-
did. That's all he does.
And-
He just
and you're right.
uses buzzwords.
And you're right. You're absolutely right. He manipulates racists.
He does.
Yep.
You know, he doesn't out and out immediately denounces the racism. He holds back.
He preys on it.
He waits for them to establish that the racists are on his side, and then he quietly will say, "Oh, they're wrong," and then bop off to the next issue as if he didn't just basically condone racism.
That and that he low key kind of said he would have sex with his daughter. He said if she was my daughter.
Low key.
Low key said that.
He actually said
Did
basically.
he say he would fuck his daughter, or did he say if she wasn't my daughter, I would date her?
Same difference.
Low key said he would fuck his daughter.
That's not low key. Because people picked up on that immediately.
It's enough that this man said, "I want to fuck my daughter," and people and people cheer. The fact that the same racist people that support him, who like to go up 9/11 and didn't catch on what he said, 7/11 was a great disaster that our firemen and our police suffered in. He said 7/11.
I know. He can't talk.
And nobody, stops him. None of these great people who said, "Let's make America great again," white again, stopped and said, "How dare you?" And they just kept on rolling.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying? They with Obama. Yup, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Yup, I'm going to be that guy. Because you know what? I had a conversation with somebody. And if you look at it in a different light, he has a valid point. So his point was that Obama is never went through the trials and issues that me and you will ever went through.
How you know that?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying this is his point. He used Obama's biography. This is his point. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I just said, interesting point. I didn't say it's right or wrong. Just going with it. So he's saying, well, we take into account that Obama was raised in Hawaii. He was raised by his white parents. This is his words, not mine. He was raised by his white parents. So the average situations that the problems the average black man would go through in America, he was kind of kept away from that because of where Hawaii, the fact his mom had some money, he was raised by his white grandparents. That was his thing. I'm just using that as a comparison to show you. So when he did ran, you can see how the people's emotions were played on, both black and white. Everybody's emotions were played on. Of course, white people, all the racism came out when Obama ran. Really, all of it just came out of nowhere. Then you seen it with black people, whereas this man not everybody, but a lot of black people gave him a pass on a lot of things that any other president we would have torn their heads off for. But I think the issue is that people don't know they're being manipulated. You complain about being manipulated, but don't realize you're being manipulated the whole time because you feed into political parties in and of itself. Is the clearest sign. You're fighting over two sides. You're fighting over the right wing of the bird and the left wing of the bird without realizing it's part of the same bird.
Well, exactly. I mean, completely. You know what? This is something I didn't even talk to this in the pre-show, but you know what? I've been even toying with the idea of why don't we all just get together and start a new party?
And it's possible, and there's nothing illegal about it. You can clearly do it. The Tea Party does it.
Clearly, I mean, and they get their agenda pushed through and everything. I know there's this thing called the Progressive Party that a lot of people are talking about.
Well, here's my thing.
But I mean, I'm looking to say that we need to get rid of this two-party system. We need to get rid of this two-party system. The government seems like it's no longer ran for the people, by the people, which, that was one of the founding principles of this country.
Sure.
It's now an entity that runs itself for its own profit, and damn the people, if they don't want to, if they don't get along with the system that we have put in place now, we just drag them along. We convince them that it's great, and now people are suffering. People are done. I don't understand. Look, you can see it in our politics now. We only have one candidate. Only one candidate is offering you the tool in order to better yourself. All the others are offering you ways to put more money into their pockets. If you don't believe me, look at the overall policies that Hillary talks about, especially when she speaks about fracking. Look at all the money that she makes, but then turns around and says to you that I'm only going to move this up to $12 an hour, and don't turn around and bring me that clip or send me emails of her talking about we going up to 15. I'm supporting the $15 now, because her website will tell you right now that she only supports the federal and the nation minimum wage being raised to $12 an hour. And look, honestly, I make $12 an hour now, and I'm trying to support with my $12 an hour, a wife and a son. And my wife does not work, cannot work, because of her own situation.
Boom. Boom.
Okay, so we have to manipulate the system, all right, in order to even make it from day to day, because at $12 an hour is not enough to survive here in America.
True, and trying to stay away from politics, but we're already into it now. So I like to tell people how Hillary Clinton manipulates people, because I think, and it's not that she does it in a smart way.
It's really simple. She never answers their questions.
No, not even that. Not even that. I just think people are that stupid. Like, if you know, and it's real subtle. Hillary Clinton was on a Breakfast Club, right? She did, an interview. And you notice, it's real subtle. She uses certain dialects. She changes her whole speech pattern depending on the demographic, especially when it comes to her black demographic.
Oh, you talk about how she always seems to drop the Southern accent, or she'll pick up a New York accent,
or the head roll, or now she knows every Beyonce song and the yes, babe, yes, all that. I hate saying that.
Yeah, she doesn't have a really solid form that you could pin down. If you look at her career, she's definitely a career politician. It shows through and through. People can argue the fact that that she supposedly changes her mind, but look how frequently she changes her mind on deeply held beliefs. She deeply held 3 years ago that marriage is supposed to be between a man and a woman. You know, she didn't care about the gay rights marriage. Now, anybody can get married. It's all good with me. You know, and just all of a sudden you just had a revelation out of nowhere.
I mean, look, the woman said out her own mouth, we have to be pragmatic. Social justice is something that, we have to accept may not even happen. We just gotta accept that. So, once you say to me that, look, Tyrone, you just gonna have to accept that white police officers and Asian police officers and black police officers, even though when they do it, they'll probably go to jail, can shoot you and your sister and your mom and your dad and your brother. Basically, anybody who looks like you whenever they feel like it and not get punished for it. Unless maybe they're black.
But then she'll turn around and notice she didn't really even get on to the complete and unethical, I want to say near extermination of the black race by crooked police officers, the overwhelming trend of shooting unarmed black people. No, she didn't do that until Bernie's brought up the Black Lives Matter movement and included them into her campaign. Before then, it was, I'll hear you later, I'll talk to you later, see you later.
Oh yeah, she's a bitch. I don't care what y'all say. Yup, I said it. Fuck Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. Look, we've been running our miles for a bit now, of course.
And I know many of you asking, well, what does this have to do with manipulation? If you watch the beginning of the video, I gave you a clear example. And I gave you definitions. And now I just showed you how the political system does it. And how religions do it. And gangs and fraternities and sororities. Basically, to defeat it, think for yourself. Research for yourself. Look at things for your own eyes. Don't take my word for it. Damn sure don't take his word for it. Just take some time out of your day to look at things for yourself. Read a book.
Okay. You can reach the show at facebook.com/AskLearnQuestion. Follow us on Twitter, which is at AskLearnQuestion. Subscribe to us on YouTube, which is Let Me Ask You a Question, with a question mark at the end. Search channels will be right at the top. And the Soul's official email page is asklearnquestion@gmail.com.